Hey, guys, in this video, we're gonna talk about immigration removal precedents. If you're facing removal, or you know someone who's facing removal, watch this video. I'll cover the common reason why people are placed in removal, what they should expect while in removal, and how long the process usually takes. Firstly, removal precedent are the formal process that our government or the US government takes to deport someone. It is handled by an immigration judge, and at the end of the process that judge will make a decision whether that individual gets to stay in the United States or not. Removal proceedings are usually initiated by the Department of Homeland Security, typically USCIS, or by ICE, and they do so when they suspect that the individual is here without papers or a green card, or this individual does not have a lawful status in the United States, or if they suspect that this individual has violated US immigration laws. The person in removal precedents is called the respondent, and they'll have a chance to present their full case before an immigration judge. Now let's talk about the common reasons why individuals are placed in removal. Number 1, they've overstayed their visa. Yes, you've heard me correctly. Simply overstaying your visa or being here without status is enough to issue you a notice to place you in removal proceedings. And guys, there are 50 million plus people in the United States today without a lawful status. Many of those individuals are not in removal, but some are, and in fact, 1 million people today in the United States have a removal order that has been issued against them. If you are found to be out of status, DHS or ICE may issue a notice to appear in immigration court against you. Number 2, entering the United States without inspection, and this happens when individuals cross the border without presenting themselves before a border agent. For others, it happened when they try to cross the border and they encounter a border agent, but they have no paperwork to show why they should be here. They have no visa, they have nothing, and that is also considered illegal entry, and these individuals are being placed in removal. Number 3, criminal conviction. Crime like a drug-involved crime or gun crime can result in an NTA in immigration court. There are a lot of crimes that can result in a person being placed in removal proceedings, including immigration fraud. Number 4, violating the terms of your visa. So what this looks like, guys, is, for instance, if you enter the United States with an F visa, student visa, and you dropped out of school or you didn't even enroll in school to begin with, if the government finds out about this violation, they can issue a notice to appear in court. Or if you're a visitor and you've worked without authorization, they can certainly issue the NTA against you as well. Number 5, failing to apply for or renew an immigration benefit like a green card. Here's how it works for some people. If you were granted the 2-year green card through marriage and you fail to file the I-751 petition to remove conditions on your green card, then you can be placed in removal for going out of status. For other people, they apply for asylum or adjustment of status, and their case wasn't approved by USCIS. Thus, they were issued an NTA. Now let's talk about what you can expect from being in removal proceedings. Again, the first step is receiving a notice to appear or NTA, and that NTA will tell you the formal charges that the government has against you. Could either admit to some of those charges or deny them. Work with your lawyer, of course, on your immigration strategy before an immigration judge to admit or deny any of these charges. Typically, if you show up to court without a lawyer, the judge will give you an opportunity to go find one. The proceedings will be adjourned so that you could find a good lawyer to represent you. Depending on your case, the judge might set another day to review the evidence that you've submitted to the court or set the final hearing date, which is called an individual hearing. The individual hearing is considered a mini trial. You'll have an opportunity to present your full case to the court. You will be cross-examined by the government, and even the judge can ask you various questions about your case. At the end of that hearing, guys, that individual hearing, the judge can make a decision in your case right there from the bench, or sometimes the judge will say, I need more time to review the evidence that I have in front of me, and I'll issue my order in writing at a later date. While in court, individuals can apply for asylum, cancellation of removal, withholding enough removal, adjustment of status, or they could even seek voluntary departure. Work with your immigration lawyer on your strategy, guys. I cannot emphasize that enough. You'll need to have something on file with the court. In order for your removal case to stay active, these are just some of the ways to avoid deportation. You'll need to work with your lawyer on the best strategy for your case. At the end of the proceedings, the judge will issue a removal order or grant you your relief. For some of you, you're going to be granted a 10-year green card, or your asylum case will be granted, or perhaps you'll be granted withholding of removal or a voluntary departure, which is an agreement between you, the government, that you're going to leave the United States by a certain date, and the consequences for leaving will be less severe than a removal order. If, however, the judge issues a removal order against you or voluntary departure is the way that you had to go, just know that you'll have 30 days file an appeal of the decision, and that appeal is going to go before the Board of Immigration Appeals for them to take up the matter. Now, How long does the removal process take? Well, it depends, of course. For some people it's several months, for others, it's several years, it could even be 10 years. It truly depends on the facts. It also depends on the docket where your case is pending, the city that you're in, and what the backlog looks like there in your city. All of these issues play a role in how long your removal proceedings will last. So if you're facing removal proceedings, there are things that you can do proactively to protect yourself from deportation. You've got to get a lawyer, guys. Hire an immigration lawyer to represent you in court. Number 2, prepare a very strong case. You'll need evidence. Particularly if you're seeking a waiver and you're talking about hardship in your case, you'll need a lot of evidence to back things up, and also if you have an asylum application that's on file with the court, you'll need evidence to prove that you're eligible for asylum. And finally, guys, stay informed.